emergency to me is any event that could create an inability for me to provide safe potable water for either domestic, industrial, firefighting purposes. We added fire hydrants. We replaced undersized mains. We added redundant supply sources whenever possible. Fault lines, if we can identify them and their exact locations, in the event of damage to our water system, we can isolate that section. Power outages, I mentioned, that's a big one for us. No power means no water. We're adding more permanent generators. We've added manual transfer switches to all of our key stations. Preparation is good, but that preparation also needs to include planning to manage the events when they happen.
Nearly half of the 20 largest wildfires since 1932 have occurred in the last 2 years. When we think about what's needed for the future and how we need to evolve, we did focus essentially on these three sort of foundational areas. One is hardening our grid. The second is improving our operational practices, and the third is increasing our situational awareness. When it comes to hardening the grid, the goal here is to really do all that we can to reduce the potential for the electric system to actually become a source of ignition to create an arc or a spark. We've installed over 1,400 weather stations. This gives us really local wind speed conditions. Fighting climate change on the front end is probably the most important thing that we could do so we don't have as many consequences as we've seen. As we become more reliant on electricity, it's extremely important for not only to meet those decarbonization goals, but to evolve the electric system.
Congress at the end of last year passed the Infrastructure Investment and Jobs Act, $1.2 trillion in authorized spending for multiple modes of infrastructure. So you can see it's quite heavy on the transportation side, but it's significant to see congressional authority given over the next 5 years in the other categories. This is a distribution of the funding in terms of how much is just going directly to energy and power projects. There is a consideration for resilience infrastructure as well. FEMA did receive funding authorization under the IIJA. A lot of that is being based on the amount of disasters that have occurred in the state. So sadly, for the state of California, that's a pretty significant number. And so we're continuing to see increases and significant funding available for local and private agencies who are responsible for the state's infrastructure continue to get additional funding in that regard.